It's been a long time, but I'm back after a long voyage across the sea. I've met a new friend that's going to be a big part of my plan to build a villager-powered stone quarry on the Mooshroom Island. It's going to be home to the Stonemason Guild, a group of blacksmiths, and plenty of storage for all the blocks I'm going to gather. Let's head over to the island and get going. I'm going to start out by mapping out the area for the quarry. The hole's going to be fairly large, so I'm going to use these warp blocks as a guide for the hole. Once I have these in place, we can begin on the big dig. So, let's address the elephant in the room. Why such a long gap between episodes? Well, I wanted to get this episode out before I left on vacation in mid-March, but I just wasn't happy with the content and the quality, so I decided to wait until I got back home. I didn't want to rush anything out that I wasn't happy with. The last episode was such a huge milestone for the channel, and I wanted to give you all something big to show you my appreciation. So, I've spent the last 2 months coming up with something bigger. I hope that it was worth the wait. Alright, the big dig is now completed, and I've started clearing out an area that will be home to the stonemasons. I've got some more digging to do and laying out the framework for the trading area, so let's jump right into it. I've got the framework set up for the trading area now, and I'm looking at the copper ceiling and it's not really working for me. I think if I add some lighting behind the slabs to give it a little bit of a glow, it'll hopefully light up the copper ceiling more. So I'm using frog lights here, and the light should shine through the gap in the slabs. Yeah, definitely. Yep, I think that works perfectly. Let's go ahead and finish out the rest of the ceiling. Finishing up the last section of the copper ceiling now, and this is looking really cool. The glow really adds that extra bit of dimension that I was looking for. Now I need to add a bit of support to these big wooden beams. I think if I add some stripped spruce logs along with some upside down stairs as support braces, this is gonna really set the look that I'm going for. I think this is gonna look really cool. I'm already kind of liking it just like it is. But let's go ahead and put the rest of them in, finish up the build, and see what we've got. See you on the other side. I'm just moving this last beam over a few blocks to match the beams on the other side of the hall. I had to move them out a bit to have 5 spaces instead of 3 because of the archway I'm making. Now I just need to clear out a little more space to work with, and then I can start kind of shaping the wall a little bit more. I keep hearing noises, and I don't know, it sounds like skeletons. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm on the Mooshroom Island, so I don't think it could be skeletons, but maybe. Clear out a little bit more around here, and oh yes, the telltale signs of a dungeon. Mossy cobblestone. So my suspicions were correct. It does appear that we might have a skeleton spawner back here. I've been in the area for a long time, so let's go ahead and bust this thing open. I'm hoping I don't get swarmed by skeletons, but oh, there's the first guy. Helps to equip a sword or some sort of weapon before we go in there. I guess I could use an axe, but I don't usually use my axe for combat. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God, this place is loaded with skeletons. Got a couple more back here fighting each other. I think I better get this place lit up. a little bit better. God, they're still spawning. Yeah, let's get this lit up, and that should stop the spawns. Gotta heal up too, down to 4 hearts now. I still hear... how did he spawn? I have the place lit up. He basically spawned right behind me. That's insane. Alright, well, at least we got him sorted out. And, oh yes, nothing but a name tag. Everything else is crap. Well, that was a fun little distraction, but now I have the overall structure design and it's time to get some villagers in place. I'll check back with you once I have something solid to show you, and it's going to take me a little bit to come up with a design. So this design is kind of unique. I didn't want everyone to be stuck in a 1x1. So what I've done is I've put the stone cutters behind the villagers and then put honey blocks on the floor so they can't jump over the stairs. But I can reach in, still access the stone cutters, and I can also get a hold of the XP once I'm done trading with them. So kind of a unique setup. Like I said, the 1x1, it's been done and I'm not a big fan of it. It looks kind of silly. And I thought this kind of worked a little bit better. So yeah, I hope you like it. And let's go ahead, and I've got more villagers to get in here, just waiting for more to be born. So I'll get them in here and I'll show you when it's all done. I've got all our stonemasons moved in, and would you just listen to their happy voices. I've added in some wall textures with rock copper and other ores and some other decorations, which are great, but it occurred to me that now I need to get a storage room built for all the blocks I'll be trading for. There's no time to waste, let's go. That's the storage system all wrapped up. I'm really happy with the overall look of the area. The contrast between the dark oak wood, copper, and textured stone walls is really quite nice. I've gone ahead and brought over plenty of emeralds from the raid farm to trade with the 24 stonemasons, and now I can trade for almost every type and color of terracotta. As I'm trading with the villagers, you can see how the honey blocks keep them in place and also capture the XP orbs. It's pretty cool. If you hear water, there's a water stream that takes the blocks placed into the barrels over to the sorting system. The dropper that places items into the water stream is a bit annoying with the clicking, so I may install a data pack to make the droppers a little bit quieter. It's a pretty cool system though. Hoppers pull the items from the barrel and into the dropper, and then those items flow underneath the floor through the water stream and then up through the sorting system here. I now have enough rows of chests for bricks, polished versions of andesite, granite, and diorite, dripstone blocks, quartz blocks, and pillars, and every type and color of terracotta. And would you look at that? All of this copper placed, and I didn't wax one piece. But now that this is all done, let's try and make this look more like a quarry and less like a hole with a little cave in it. So I think right behind me here, I'm going to add a lift that will take stone and other materials up and down out of the quarry. All right, well that's done, and it's looking pretty good. I think it fits in nicely, and it actually looks like it could be something that works. So now I'm going to build a path to go from the sea level down into the quarry, because I've probably used at least 3 or 4 stacks of rockets throughout the whole build process, so I want to find a different way to get up and down. Here we go. The path is now in, and I have an easy walkway up and down out of the quarry, and I've also gone ahead and textured and added some more paths, but right now what I'm going to do is hollow out this other section of the quarry so I can add in some toolsmiths and kind of make a little blacksmith area. So I'm going to jump right into it and get this going. Alright, so I've got the base of the forge in, and I'm just laying down a couple campfires to give us a little bit of smoke particle, and then I'm going to put these hay bales over the top, and that'll give us more smoke. It's quite a bit more smoke, so we'll see if I like this. I may yank those out later. But now that I got this hay bales in, I'm going to go ahead and put in lava buckets, and to kind of give it more of that forge feel, like we're really melting down ores and stuff. If you don't have one in your world, I highly recommend building a lava farm. Great for if you have a super smelter. Excellent source of fuel and renewable. Yeah, so I think I like that. Let's keep going. Alright, so I've got an opening here to the blacksmith now, and I've got this empty space, and I think I would like to add a little bit more texture in. So I'm going to use the bottom of the campfires as the roof texture. It kind of makes it look like it's like a thatched roof, so let's get it in. Yeah, that's really cool. I dig that. I'm going to get going on adding in a floor to the area, and then I will catch up with you when I'm done. Alright, the floor's in, but it's a little bit small. I want to open this up a bit. And we're done. Okay, so this area is where the toolsmiths are going to be. I've added some glazed terracotta for flooring to kind of give it a little bit more design. And I'm using a similar setup to the stonemasons, where I'm going to have honey blocks in the gap on the floor. And then we'll just put in stairs so I can get in and out of there and trade with them. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. So now let's go ahead and get more villagers in and finish it up. Alright, so fast forward a bit, and I've got everything in place now. I've got 6 toolsmiths, and they're all leveled up. I've added in a roof, using the same copper roof style that I did in the stonemason guild, and I think it looks really cool. It's just trying to add a little bit more life to the area. Like I said before, it just looked like a hole with a cave and a couple villagers, but now we're kind of adding more life to everything. And I'm pretty happy with the overall look. So I've had this problem ever since I started this project, where I've got so many blocks and so many shulker boxes full of blocks that I think it's time to build something to store everything. We have the stonemason guild, which has all the items they trade for, but I'm going to build a mass storage unit, kind of like a silo, where I can put in the stone and all the other blocks that we've gotten from digging this out, and then I can reclaim some of my shulker boxes. So I'm gonna get going, and I will catch up with you in a bit. Now we've got the mass storage unit done, and it's looking really cool. Everything is done as far as the flooring, the texturing, and this little barrel set up behind me in the cave is where I will put all the blocks, and then they'll run into a water stream and go into the sorting system. And each section of redstone lamps indicates how many blocks of that type are currently in storage. So I always know at a glance how much of any type of block I have on hand. So I figured that the villagers probably trade with people other than me. Makes sense, right? Well, they need a place to operate out of, so I'm going to build a trade center for them to sell all of the stone from the quarry. So let's head back up to the area by the blacksmith and get building. Alright, flying in here, I've already got an area picked out. We're gonna go right here, and voila, it's already dug out. I just went ahead and built the framework and put in some brick, and I've also got some spaces for some more stonemasons. But I need to add some texture to this, so we're gonna mix in some granite and polished granite and terracotta, so let's go. All right, well that's looking pretty good so far, but it's pretty flat still. So let's go ahead and craft up some stairs, some walls, and some slabs, and add a little bit more texture to it. All right, we've got the texture on the side done. Now let's move to the back and get this all worked out. And the back wall is now done. I've got some villagers above us here and some rails that'll drop them down through some holes, so let's go ahead and get them in. I've already moved in 4 of them. There goes number 5, and the last one I can push in now. And then after I get this guy in, I'll show you how to get them out of the minecarts easily and not have them escape. So this one I did do a 1x1 with honey blocks, but here comes the next guy, and he did take a little damage, but no big deal. All right, so I'm gonna use moss blocks here, and what you do is any block that's adjacent on the same level to the villager, you just block off so he can't pop out. So you just surround him with moss blocks. Jump in here, we're gonna turn on our hitboxes with F3 and B. And I can't hit it from here, so let's go ahead and get down. And yoink, there we go, and he's out. All right, so everything's done and decorated and looking really sweet. I've gone in, I added a little bit of coal ore to the walls. I've added in some shelves, some chests, barrels, and even a couple piles of stone that are packaged up for sale. But now it's on to the last build of the day. I am going to make a huge brick building. I really like this red color, and I think it'll set it off well against the wall. So here we go. The new build is in place, and I am very, very happy with it. I've got the floor all textured, added in some paths. I've got some little copper pipes that bring water in for something, I don't know what. There's no interior yet, but maybe in the next episode I'll have time to do something for that. Back here it goes around to the storage silos, and I think what I need to do, or what I could use, is a super smelter. So maybe in this area here, I've got a little area out here where we can keep coal. So I've added some like blackstone to make it look like it's a coal drop off. Over here, with all the rain that I get on the Mooshroom Island, I've added in some mossy cobblestone, kind of to make it look like it's stained with, you know, moss and stuff, and it just kind of deteriorated over time. And then we have this empty space back here that I haven't really decided what to do with yet. And with that, we can put a bow on this episode and call it done. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'm going to do my best to stick to a schedule, so the next episode will hopefully come out in a shorter amount of time. But for now, this has been CraftmasterB signing off. Bye-bye, everyone.